This is Charlie's Farm. It's an Australian horror film from 2014 and I recently watched it. Now I watch a lot of YouTube and one of the main things I tend to watch are channels where people collect horror films and they review horror films, and Charlie's Farm was one that a lot of people were talking about and it came highly recommended. So when I saw the Blu-ray for Dirt Cheap and HMV, I decided to grab myself a copy and I watched it recently, and now I'm going to talk about it because I'm bored and it's my day off. Stupid midweek day off making me work the weekends. So yeah, it came highly recommended, it was dirt cheap and it's a horror film. So did I like it? Well, I am a skinflint, so I rather enjoyed the cheap price. And it's a horror film, which is one of my favourite genres. Nope. Which is really shitty when several YouTubers suggested that their followers would really enjoy this film. How dare people have the audacity to not have their tastes and opinions line up perfectly with my own? So basically the film is about four friends who decide to go camping to a farmhouse. And then once there, they'll die. The whole premise of this film is bland and has been done to death. I mean, they can't even be bothered to give the characters a good enough reason for them to go to the farm in the first place. Well, not unless you're going to count the fact that they're bored as a good enough motive. Hey, I'm bored. So am I. Let's go camping. Cool idea. I know this farm in the middle of nowhere where there's no phone signal and loads of people were killed years ago and people still continue to go missing till this day. I'm not really sure that sounds like a good idea. What if I were to tell you that there were rumours that this farm is actually home to a massive brute of a killer, and once there, he'd surely rip us to pieces? Oh man, I mean, this is going to be a great weekend. Seriously, I'm not joking, that's all the premise there is to this film. A bunch of people get bored and go to a supposedly haunted and dangerous area. I mean, old horror cliches of teenagers partying or tourists' vans breaking down outside a murderer's house have more substance than this film. And answer me this, when did it become mandatory to write all characters in horror films as complete arseholes? All I can come up with is that they've done that so that we root for the killer. That by making the characters completely and utterly unlikable, we just can't wait for him to kill them and tear them pieces to pieces, just so they'll shut up. Am I the only person who finds it more effective if a character I actually like is put in danger or killed? And if you're wondering about the acting in this film, well, all I can tell you is that Tara Reid is in it and she's one of the main stars. Yeah, it's pretty non-existent. What's that? What gives me the right to judge other people's acting skills? Well, I'll have you know that one year in primary school, I played Santa Claus in the Christmas play. I went out onto that stage, I emptied my sack in front of the little boys and girls, and as Meatloaf himself once said, not a dry eye in the house. True story. So obviously, I'm qualified. Now I have to give the film credit where credit's due. Bill Moseley has a few scenes in the film, and the ones that he's in are really entertaining, and he's pretty much playing his character Otis from Rob Zombie's films House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. Actually, you can scratch that last bit. Bill Moseley's scenes are really entertaining, pretty much because he's playing himself. Bill Moseley plays Bill Moseley. And as for Kane Hodder's part, remind me why he's in this again? Well, as far as I could tell, he's only in this film to make die-hard horror fans jizz just a tiny little bit when he shouts out Jason. And considering the film's called Charlie's Farm, they don't even get to the farm until the 25-minute mark. When they do get there, one of the women finds a really dirty and old and probably mouldy teddy bear and decides to sleep with it that night. I mean, why would you do that? What fully grown adult sleeps with a teddy bear? Can I just say at this point that if you've watched some of my previous videos and you're now sat there giving me the look that's sort of saying, hang on a minute, Craig, I know for a fact that you sleep with teddy bears. Well, firstly, thank you very much for watching my videos and supporting me. It means a lot to me. And secondly, you can just fuck off. So 25 minutes to get to the actual farm and then nothing else happens until the 50-minute mark. The teddy bear disappears. Shit just got real. Now eventually when we do see Charlie, he makes a pretty imposing figure. I mean, like the case says, he's 7 feet tall and he weighs 375 pounds. He looks big, he looks intimidating and he looks dangerous. But at the same time, he looks slightly off. You know, he kind of reminds me of what an outback caveman from an episode of Neighbours BC would look like. And as for the gore in the film, it's pretty good, though it was a long time coming and it goes by way too quickly. For the most part, the death scenes in this film are done using practical effects, with a little bit of CG used here and there to lend a helping hand, and some of them are pretty brutal. Also, one of the deaths in this film made me laugh so much, and if you've seen this film then you'll definitely know which one I'm talking about. That's pretty much it, so as usual I'll leave a link to the trailer in the description box below, and if you feel like leaving a comment, feel free to let me know what you thought of the film. Overall, I found Charlie's Farm to be a really dull movie, and even though I enjoyed the last 20 minutes of gore-packed action, it in no way makes up for the hour and 10 minutes where nothing happens. That's all I've got to say really, and thanks for watching. Oh, I'm doing this because it's super hot and I've had to close the windows because my neighbours will just think I'm talking to myself, and they already think I'm crazy enough as it is.